Mountain News, First at 4, continues.
Good afternoon again. I'm Dakota Makeris. First at 4, we are preparing for the potential of another round of snow. We continue our severe weather alert day coverage. Let's check in with meteorologist Evan Hatter. Evan.
That's right, Dakota. I'm here at the Corbin Arena for the first day here of the WYMT Kentucky Fishing Expo presented by Pittsburgh Marine. We'll get to more on that in a second, but the big talker, not just here in Corbin, but everywhere in the mountains today, has been the potential for weekend snow. In fact, a winter storm watch is in effect for the entire area, running from early Sunday morning until early Monday morning as that snow system begins to move in. Buffalo Mountain camera right now, we're up to 37 in southern Perry County as we see a little bit of sunshine break out late on this Friday afternoon. Mountain Parkway at Slade, however, the overcast remains thick over portions of the Kentucky River Valley at this hour. A few cars moving on by at the moment. Temperatures around the region, well, you don't need a satellite image to tell you where the cloud cover is. Where it's cloudy, it's 35 Prestonsburg, 34 in Pikeville. Where it's not cloudy, it's 49 in Middlesboro, 48 in Jacksboro, and even 45 in Harlan right now. So we're seeing a little bit of warm air sneak up into the mountains as we've gone through the day today. Now, nothing to worry about on pinpoint Doppler for tonight. That changes as we head into tomorrow. Look in the upper left corner of your TV set. That's that winter storm beginning to gather steam. It's not going to move northwest to southeast. It's going to move south and then east, and then impact us as we head into the day on Sunday. So go ahead and download that WYMT weather app. You see that QR code in the upper right-hand corner of the screen? Go ahead and scan that with your phone. That'll allow you to download the WYMT weather app, whether you have an Android phone or an iPhone. Either way, we got you covered. For tonight, cloudy skies continue as we fall back into the lower 30s. Now, I'll have the very latest on our winter storm coverage here coming up a little bit later on. But for more on the Fishing Expo, let's go to WYMT's Zach Hawk, who is somewhere else in Corbin Arena with the very latest on this wonderful event. Zach.
Yeah, Evan, I'm actually not too far away from you right now, and I am seeing a really good number of people are starting to trickle in, and that has the event organizers over here getting pretty excited for a big weekend. Paw Patrol Pets are here for what organizers call a family-friendly event that is all about teaching people to be better anglers and getting them equipped to do so. Vendors are selling any gear you could possibly need, including lures and bait, rods, and of course, the fishing boats. Event officials say they are thrilled to be back in Corbin for the weekend. Paw Patrol Pets are here for what organizers call...
As you know, it's been a tough 2.5 years, and people are just looking for great events, and this is a great family event. And so I just want to see some smiling faces this weekend.
Vendors will be here until 8 p.m. tonight, putting on lessons and getting anglers ready for a good season ahead. Now back to Dakota in the studio.
All right, Zach, thank you so much. Winter weather is in the forecast, but are you and your home prepared? Well, the Pikeville Fire Department is urging folks in the area to be prepared for the winter weather by bundling up if you plan on going outside to work or play, as stressing proper safety measures around natural gas heaters, fireplaces, and proper use of generators. Officials say it is also smart to be prepared in case you are stranded in the house for multiple days by keeping plenty of water and non-perishable food on hand.
Having the availability and supply of a couple days worth of water, some non-perishable food items, that way that you can be able to support and have some food inside the home.
Along with these safety tips and preparation, case says you can keep your water pipes from freezing and bursting by insulating pipes with foam, leaving a faucet on a light drip, as well as opening the cupboards under your sink. More states are calling in the military to join the fight against the coronavirus. The nation is still recording nearly 800,000 new infections a day, even as the spread appears to have slowed down in the Northeast. Michael George has the latest pandemic developments from New York.
Washington became the latest state to summon its National Guard to help hospitals overwhelmed by COVID-19.
Emergency rooms are full. More people are showing up all the time. We want to help hospitals handle the volume of patients.
Members of the armed forces are being called up across the country as the Omicron-fueled outbreak continues to spread.
The most critical need right now is medical staffing for our hospitals.
Today, the White House said FEMA would cover the costs of the deployments.
I am now directing an expansion of our FEMA policy to permit funding to states who elect to use their National Guard troops to fill these critical support roles in hospitals.
Healthcare workers aren't alone on the pandemic's front lines. Here in New York City, schools are drawing up plans for a possible return to remote learning. Many students have already stopped going to classes. Citywide attendance numbers show nearly 1 in 4 stayed home on Thursday. At one school, less than half of them showed up.
I just want my child to have a normal childhood back.
In Philadelphia, over 100 schools have switched to online teaching because so many teachers and staff are either sick or in quarantine because of COVID-19. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Starting tomorrow, insurance companies will be required to cover the expense of up to 8 COVID tests per month per person. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson's office has apologized to Queen Elizabeth over some parties held during lockdown. The parties were held at 10 Downing Street the night before Prince Philip's funeral last year in April. They were also during a time when COVID restrictions banned indoor gatherings. Johnson's spokesman said the Prime Minister did not attend the parties, but it was, quote, deeply regrettable that this took place at a time of national mourning. Since the apology, members of the opposition party have renewed their call for Johnson to resign. The NFL has confirmed the Super Bowl will go on as planned on February 13th in Los Angeles, despite the COVID surge. It will be held at SoFi Stadium, and more than 70,000 fans are expected. Attendees will need to provide proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test, and masks must be worn except when eating. LA hasn't hosted a Super Bowl in 29 years when it was held at the Rose Bowl. This year's game gives the city a chance to show off its new $5.5 billion stadium. SpaceX is sending more than 100 satellites into space. A SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket launched the Transporter 3 out of Florida Thursday morning. Along with it, a batch of 105 small satellites that will be sent into a low orbit. After the launch, the Falcon 9's boosters safely landed back at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. SpaceX plans to refurbish the rocket so it can be used again on future missions. The U.S. Army is hoping cash will help fill the ranks during the pandemic. The Army is offering new recruits up to $50,000 in incentives to enlist for 6 years. The military branch says it is the largest bonus it has ever offered. In the past, recruits were limited to $40,000. How much the recruit receives depends on several factors. The Army says certain jobs come with higher bonuses because they either need to fill them quickly or the positions are difficult to fill. Bonuses are also given to those who can quickly complete combat training. Well, coming up here on First at 4, the American Trucking Association says the U.S. needs another 80,000 truckers. What changes could be on the way to get more people behind the wheel?
Live out here at the Corbin Arena, I've got Paw Patrol behind me, and we may need them as snow looks to fall as we head into the weekend. I'll have the very latest on the way.